It's Friday night, and you know what that means. It's time for gymnastics. Welcome to Washington, D.C. and the Charles E. Smith Center. We have an exciting Quint meet here for you tonight. Yeah, that's right. I said Quint. We've got 5 teams competing here at George Washington. We've got a full house here. It is going to be an exciting meet. Of course, we've got your host, the George Washington University. We've also got Western Michigan University, Fisk, Bowling Green, and Ursinus. Really excited. We are just getting set for the introductions here at George Washington. Huge crowd on hand here to cheer on the George Washington, and as well, big contingent here from Fisk. Of course, Fisk, the first HBCU to have a college gymnastics team. Really exciting to have them here during Black History Month. And of course, speaking of Black History Month, we have a legend in the building. We've got Dominique Dawes-Reed here of the Magnificent Seven Olympic gold medalist. And so really just a thrilling atmosphere. We're gonna kick it over and you'll be able to listen into the PA system for introductions here.
Hallie Faulkner and co-captain Peyton Murphy. The Broncos are led by Penny Jernigan, and she is assisted by Al Sharns and Don Holton. Next, let's welcome in their inaugural season, the Fisk University Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are Kiana Session, Lindsay Collier, Aaliyah Reed-Hammond, Liberty Mora, Alyssa Wiggins, Kaylee McDonald, Haley Clark, High C. White, co-captain Kiara Richmond, co-captain Naima Muhammad, Morgan Price, Zaya Coleman, Brianna Daniels, Zana Brewer, and Jordan Cromartie. Leading the Bulldogs is head coach Corinne Tarver, and she is assisted by India Anderson and Courtney Chinnery. Next up, let's welcome the Bowling Green State University Falcons. The Falcons are Emily Castiglia, Dalia Soloranzo Caruso, Elise Brosca, Izzy Ravelli, Kate Goldstrom, Katrina Mendez Abalnik, Serena Ross, Bailey Lawrence, Maddie Coburn, Lexi Bornhorn, Megan Bingham, Taylor Jensen, Catherine Walbacher, and Lily Harsh. The Falcons are led by head coach Carrie Turner, and she is assisted by Sunny Marchand and Rebecca Hill. Next, let's welcome the Ursinus College Bears. The Bears are Valentina Hurtado, Daria Gregory, Elizabeth Tucker, Alyssa Delorme, Kylie Ruggiero, Carly Troillo, Sydney Schreiber, Casey Ricci, Madison Zimmerman, Kylie Pierce, Isabella Scarpetti, Megan Matusi, Addison Tangway, Lindsay Thornton, Ashley Cromer, Adrian Roth, Taylor Cusick, Alex Panetta, Aaron Stubbs, Brianna Duffy, and Maylee Ricky. The Bears are led by head coach Kim Valenti, and she is assisted by Brooke Heilich. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get out of your seats and on your feet to welcome your George Washington University Colonial Gymnastics team. Let's welcome our George Washington first years. Introducing a first year from Circleville, New York, majoring in business, Deanna Shermada. A first year from Waynesville, Ohio, majoring in exercise science, Kylie Kazmierski. A first year from Carrollton, Virginia, majoring in arts and sciences, Jada Freeman. And a first year from North Andover, Massachusetts, majoring in exercise science, Casey Burke. Give it up for your GW first years. It's now time to welcome our George Washington sophomores. Introducing a sophomore from Athens, Georgia, majoring in exercise science, Madison McMullen. A sophomore from Crofton, Maryland, majoring in public health, Sarah Zoyce. A sophomore from Chandler, Arizona, majoring in statistics and data science, Marley York. A sophomore from El Segundo, California, majoring in journalism, Nancy Kiner. A sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina, majoring in exercise science, pre-med, Rachel Katz. And a sophomore from San Antonio, Texas, majoring in exercise science and pre-med, Gabby Lopez. Give it up for your GW sophomores. Now let's welcome our George Washington juniors. First, let's welcome a junior from Pottstown, Pennsylvania, majoring in organizational science, Kendall Whitman. A junior from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, majoring in exercise science, Peyton Lynch. A junior from Basking Ridge, New Jersey, majoring in exercise science, Annalise Silverman. Give it up for your George Washington Juniors. And last but not least, let's welcome our George Washington Colonial Seniors. First up, a graduate student from Chesterfield, Virginia, studying health and biomedical data sciences, co-captain Deja Shambliss. A senior from Annapolis, Maryland, majoring in communication, co-captain Hannah Munnelly. A senior from Omaha, Nebraska, majoring in international affairs, Libby Garfoot. And finally, a senior from Boulder, Colorado, majoring in chemistry, Nora Hausman. Your Colonials are led by veteran head coach Margie Cunningham, and she is assisted by Stephanie Worrell, Chelsea Ranieri, and Justin Watson. George Washington is proud to welcome Fisk University to the Smith Center. Fisk is the first historically black college or university to have a women's collegiate gymnastics team. Under the direction of head coach Corinne Tarver, the first black gymnast to win an NCAA all-around title in 1989, the program quickly developed last spring. The 15-gymnast team is competing in its first season and is the first HBCU to compete at the NCAA level. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor our flag, our country, and our freedom, and those who protect, defend, and serve both past and present, we ask that you rise if you are able, and please remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome back in the Charles E. Smith Center. I'm your host this evening, Christina Chauvenet. Such an exciting evening of gymnastics. Strap in because we've got 5 rotations for you. Remember, because there are 5 teams, there's going to be a bye in each rotation. So George Washington, the home team, they are rotating in Olympic order, but they're going to finish on floor in that last rotation. So they're on a bye first. Olympic order, remember, is vault, bars, beam, floor. Each team will start on a different event, but they will rotate in that order. So again, we've got an exciting meet with 5 different teams that don't always see each other. Lots of different conferences going on here, different divisions. We've got Ursinus coming in as a Division III school. You know, definitely Western Michigan's coming in as a favorite. They've got that 195.67 NQS. They are hot off their program record of 196.750 last week. So they're the only team in this meet that's currently sitting in a regional qualifying place. GW's coming into this meet. You know, they have some good momentum. They finally cracked 196 last week. 196.075 was their total at Temple last week. When I talked to Coach Margie Foster Cunningham, she was really excited about getting into that. She said she feels like her athletes are picking up steam as we get into the mid-season. They are currently ranked. They're in that uncomfortable position of being ranked 37th in the country. That would be the first team out of regionals. Unfortunately, they narrowly missed regionals as a team last year, so I know that's a big goal for them. They really need to be on that 196 pace if they are going to make regionals. Bowling Green coming in ranked 57th in the country with an NQS of 193.785. They've gotten a 195 twice this season, and they're looking to build on that performance in order to drop some of their earlier season 192s. Remember, as we move into national qualifying score, you have to count 3 road scores towards your national qualifying score. Top 3 scores top 3 away scores, the next 3 highest scores, whether they are home or away. And so really important for those teams to get those away scores. Fisk, it's really exciting to see them in their inaugural season. As I mentioned, the first HBCU college gymnastics team in the country. They're currently ranked 67th in the country with an NQS of 189.375. They are eligible to participate in USAGs as individual athletes. Talk to Coach Corinne Tarver-Wright before the meet, and she said that's definitely a goal to qualify some individual athletes there. Ursinus coming in as a Division III team. They are a member of the NCGA East, and they are looking to improve on last weekend's 188.725. So remember that records don't matter in college gymnastics. It's all about the score. It's all about improving towards improving your score, and they also want to qualify for their national championship. So really an opportunity for a lot of these teams to build on scores that they have and drop some of those lower numbers that they had earlier in the season. We are within the touch period, as you are seeing here. Excited to be able to bring you as much action as we can for the quad box this evening, but also just a reminder of there we've got Dominique Dawes, one of my childhood idols, I have to say. I did her floor choreography in my living room, and she is here supporting obviously Fisk in their inaugural season and all of the college gymnastics. I got a chance to talk to her before the meet, and she was just really excited for Fisk to be in their inaugural season, and talked about just how great college gymnastics is at the moment. And again, just such a wonderful reception, of course. Dominique Dawes, the first black Olympic champion in part of that Magnificent Seven that won the gold medal in 1996. And she also has just opened up a couple of clubs in the DMV area. We call that the District, Maryland, and Virginia, that DC metro area, and talked to me about just the really positive culture that she wanted to create for athletes, and I think that's just absolutely fantastic. So it's an electric atmosphere in here tonight. I absolutely cannot wait to see these teams. Just to give you a little bit of a preview of what we're going to see in in these teams coming in rotation 1. Western Michigan will be on vault. It's a solid event for them. You know, Western Michigan's a very even team. They're pretty solid across all events. The rotation highlight for me is definitely Cassie St. Clair. She's got the only Souk 1.5, that's right, you heard it right, 1.5 in the tuck position in the NCAA. Really capable of getting into that high scoring range when she can stick it. And Fisk is starting on bars, which has been a little bit up and down for them this season, but they do have some really standout athletes on bars. They are going to be led there by Morgan Price and Kiara Richmond, who have scored as high as 9.9 and 9.825 respectively. Bowling Green starting on beam, which again has been an up and down event for them. We're going to see Catherine Weilbacher back in the on beam. She returned to the all-around last week and did have a little bit of trouble on beam, so really it's going to be really interesting to see her there as well. Ursinus starts on floor, which can be a great event for them. We'll see if they can break 48 here. They did break that a couple weeks ago and got their third highest score in program history on February 12th. Coincidentally, I was commentating for them when they got that third highest program record score, so I don't know, maybe I'm good luck, and they were starting on floor then as well. So we'll see if they can carry over that to this meet. If you're new to college gymnastics, you might be wondering, why are these teams from different divisions competing together? There are not a lot of Division II and III programs, so they all rotate on a schedule with the Division I teams. Those Division II and III teams are eligible to qualify to NCAA regionals and nationals, and occasionally that does happen as a team. Lindenwood qualified for regionals, so they are eligible, but they do have those other options for the national championships that I mentioned at the top as well. So as I mentioned, really exciting set of routines we're going to see here. I'll just read you out who's going to start on every event. All the teams kind of doing their huddle here. And nice Yurchenko full to start there for Western Michigan. That was Ronnie Binstock. Western Michigan mostly has those 9.95s. And of course, vault goes quicker than the other events, so we'll be done with that sooner than some of the other. We are not underway on any of the other events so far. Bowling Green looks like they're getting set to go. Emily Castiglia here starting off for Bowling Green. And Isabella Scarpetti here for Ursinus. Zaya Coleman here starting for Fisk. Love that dismount. Abby Singh here on vault for Western Michigan. Great lead off for Bowling Green there on beam. And up next for Fisk on bars will be Alyssa Wiggins. Hallie Faulkner up next for Western Michigan on vault. Taylor Kusick up next for Ursinus on floor. A little judging delay here, rare quiet moment in this quint meet. The buys on this will come after floor, so Ursinus will move to a buy after this rotation. Faulkner here on vault. Another solid Yurchenko full. Does take a step out of those directional lines. There are no deduction rules specified about that line, though, which I do think is something that should be specified in the code of points. Here we go on bars. Nice toe handstand there. A little bit of a struggle on the bail, but she keeps it moving. Nice job for Wiggins there on bars for Fisk. Nice beat jump to aerial there for Broska on beam. Elise Broska here for Bowling Green. Peyton Murphy here on vault for Western Michigan. Nice routine for Bowling Green there. Alyssa Broska wrapping up her routine. And just another day in the office for Peyton Murphy. So solid for them in the all-around. And Dalia Solorzano Caruso here for Bowling Green. She's so pretty to watch on this event. And gearing up here for Cassie St. Clair on vault for Western Michigan. Zana Brewer will be up next for Fisk. And check this out, huge vault. Wow, really nice job. Didn't quite stick the landing, but just so cool to see that vault. Big Jaeger on bars for Brewer there. One of the things I love about quad meets is just seeing all of this great gymnastics back to back. Nice chest position there on that landing. Carly Trolio here for Ursinus. secure in that side summy for Solorzano Caruso. Wow, great routine. Sarah Moravansky here to wrap things up for Bowling Green on, I'm sorry, for Western Michigan on vault. Pretty Yurchenko full. Nice job there for Moravsky. And lovely combination pass to end there for Trolio on floor. So vault has wrapped up. We're just, looks like a judges conference here, and I will say Fisk on their, they only have 5 gymnasts listed. You are gonna see Morgan Price here. This is one of their freshman phenom. Can go into the 9.9s on this event. Look at the toe point. That Maloney to Bale, nice handstand there. Maybe just a little leg separation in the Maloney. Little step on that full twisting double back, but just really great technique throughout that routine. Megan Bingham here for Bowling Green. Good fight through that aerial. A nice stretch through that split 3/4. Really pretty work for Bowling Green on beam. And we're gonna get into another one of my favorite beam workers, Taylor Jensen here, really shows nice extension through her leaps on beam. Megan Matteucci here for Ursinus on floor. Kiara Richmond here for Fisk. And check this out, she's got a huge Jaeger connect nicely. Nice opening pass there for Ursinus as well. Great technique in that double layout. Pretty double turn on floor there as well. And so that will wrap things up for Fisk on bars. We've got 2 events left here, floor and beam. Ends with that difficult double back. Remember, you get an extra 1/10 of bonus for ending with the double back in college gymnastics. Really nice job there. And I gotta say, I really like Ursinus's choreography and commitment to performance on floor. Really nice. Taylor Jensen here. As I mentioned, really love her beam work. maybe just a bit insecure on that full turn. Back handspring, layout step out her acrobatic series, really nicely done there. Pretty stretch through those leaps. Hitch kick into the aerial. I've seen her complete that a little bit more cleanly, but still hold on to it. Doing this back handspring 1.5. Just a little hop. I've seen her be just a little bit crisper here and there, but still really lovely qualities through that beam routine. And that we've got one more competitor for Bowling Green on beam, and still a couple left for Ursinus as well. One interesting fact that I learned from talking to some NCAA judges and coaches recently is that you saw that cat leap that Taylor Jensen did. That is basically every year the judges issue different things that they're going to focus on. The turnout is not as much of a focus this year. It is the height that they get in the cat leap that is so important. Alyssa Delorme here for Ursinus on floor. Good control out of that 1.5 front layout. Weilbacher on beam here. Secure in that back handspring layout step out. Great height on that switch side, or straddle quarter, excuse me. And again, pretty performance out of Ursinus and Delorme there on floor. And Weilbacher here on beam is doing that gainer pike there. Really nice to see. And you know, she again came back into the all-around last week, did have some struggles on beam, so nice to see her hit a good set there. I can bring you some unofficial scores here. Western Michigan, 48.975 on vault, 47.2 for Fisk on bars. Weilbacher score not in yet. They're already at a 48.825, so do expect that to go up a little bit. And just waiting on Delorme's score here on floor, and Sydney Schreiber, the last competitor for Ursinus, on floor. And she's so pretty on this event. difficult. 1.5 to front full. So pretty, really artistic gymnast to watch on floor. Sydney Schreiber there, one of the leaders of this Ursinus gymnastics team. That'll wrap it up for rotation 1 for us here at George Washington University. We're gonna take a quick break here. We're gonna come back, don't go anywhere. We'll be back for rotation 2 of this quint meet. GW will be on vault when we come back. Dude. Welcome back to the Charles E. Smith Center here on the campus of George Washington University. I'm your host, Christina Chauvenet, and I am joined by a living legend, Dominique Dawes. So thrilled to have you here. And just tell us what made you come to this meet and how are you finding it so far?
Touched to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here, and we are so thrilled to have you in the house. And how does it feel to you knowing that you've been an inspiration to so many black gymnasts coming up, first black gymnast to win an Olympic gold medal?
Yes, I mean in 1992 when I became one of the first African-American women gymnasts to qualify to my first Olympic teams in Barcelona. It was in Baltimore, Maryland Olympic trials. I had this hometown support of the environment, and it's just been a whirlwind ever since, being a trailblazer, making history. And as I look here at GW at the audience, just seeing so much diversity in the audience really warms my heart to know I was a part of that.
Absolutely, and yeah, we're underway here. Got gymnastics happening here. Quickly, just tell us, what do you think of the state of college gymnastics in this country right now?
I will say college gymnastics is a little bit more exciting, I feel like, than the elite level sport of gymnastics. While the elite athletes and Olympic athletes may do more, highly difficult, challenging maneuvers, you can see in college gymnastics how fulfilling it is, how much they have a love for the sport, and more importantly for me, I love the fact that it's focused on team, because that's what matters most.
Absolutely, and it's already getting started with some great gymnastics here. But thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you have a wonderful rest of the meet, and just a pleasure to have you in the booth.
Thank you so much, and GW's been amazing to me with this warm welcome, so thank you.
Thank you. All right, Dominique Dawes there, as I mentioned, one of those Olympic gold medalists from 1996, as we are underway here. Copy. Nice Ginger there from Western Michigan. Nice routine there from Fisk as well. And a big Yurchenko half there for GW. And too bad, just couldn't hold on to that double tuck. Sarah Zoyce and Rachel Katz, the two first athletes there for GW. Pretty in the air on that Tkachev, but just could not hold on to it. Marley York here for George Washington. And just didn't quite get the rise that she needed off the table for that Yurchenko full. Elise Broska here for Bowling Green. I love that full turn into the double pike there on bars, but did have that mistake on the Tkachev. Deja Chambliss here for GW on vault, really a powerhouse. One of those athletes that can really flare the Yurchenko full. Too bad there, Broska, just not enough power, but looks like she's okay, so that's good. And great Yurchenko full from Deja Chambliss as usual. Oh, just off on that back handspring, I think in the air, her hips were pretty far off, so couldn't hold on to that landing. I like that switch leg cartwheel though. Kind of a throwback skill. Gainer pike there. You know, it was just some really lovely qualities in that beam routine, was just off in that series and difficult to save when your hips are off like that. Kendall Whitman, this is a big one. Oh my gosh, best I've seen her do it this season. Really nice bail to handstand there on bars for Western Michigan. Danny Petrosek there for Western Michigan on bars. My apologies, that was Donna Catherine Roy. Danny Petrosek preceded her. Hannah Manelli here for GW on vault. Nice front toss to back handspring there. Peyton Murphy here for Western Michigan. Love this Delchev release move, so pretty. Pretty toe-on style release there. And Hannah Munnelly there with a nice vault to wrap up GW's rotation. Nice gainer pike on beam as well for Kaylee McDonald. Katrina Mendez Abalnik here for Bowling Green. Lily Harsh was before her. Really nice release sequence there. On bars for Sarah Morvanovsky. Oh my gosh, huge double layout. Wow. Love that front toss, back handspring connection. Nice double back there to close for Bowling Green. The crowd is willing her back on there on floor. Lovely routine for Bowling Green there. Again, that was Katrina Mendez, a Balnick there. Gainer full, little hop forward, good fight in that routine. And up next on beam for Fisk will be Morgan Price. Talked about her on bars, just been so consistent for this young Fisk team. Of course, remember they are in their inaugural season, so a couple of athletes transferred from other programs, but lots, as you can imagine, lots and lots of freshmen on this team. Weilbacher here on floor for Bowling Green. And she is a powerhouse. Check this out, front through to that double back. Great chest position on landing. Love that spin. And we got some great gymnastics in these two side boxes here. Morgan Price, Catherine Weilbacher hangs on to that double pike, doesn't let it go out of bounds. Back handspring, layout, step out. Morgan Price just calm and collected is how I would describe her as an athlete. Lovely stretch in that switch split to split jump connection. And just even the way that she makes that correction on that aerial, she was a little bit off, but managed to keep her torso centered and really correct it and minimize that deduction. 1.5 twist, just under rotates it, but gosh, she's so powerful. Was originally committed to Arkansas, one of the SEC powerhouse schools, and then decided wanted to have that HBCU experience and decided to come to Fisk, and just so exciting to see her thriving in that college environment. And I got a chance to see the Fisk team catching up with Dominique Dawes, who we spoke to earlier in the broadcast, taking pictures with her, and Dominique was just really excited to have the first HBCU team here and be here to support them. So really cool to see them interacting, those different generations. Of course, I grew up really watching Dominique Dawes on TV, but these athletes were not born then. So really fun to see, but she is a living legend and so well known in the sport. And so we're almost wrapped up here on floor. Taylor Jensen left, and we also have a treat. Like I said, one of the things I love about these quad meets is seeing some of these elite gymnasts side by side, well, college gymnasts, but and some of these really high level gymnasts side by side. And we're going to have a treat here. We've got Taylor Jensen, and Liberty Mora is up next for Fisk. Really wonderful beam worker as well. Mora's not is getting set, not yet given the green light by the judges. And here's Taylor Jensen. Just a slight crossover step, but such nice control of that front double full. Liberty Mora underway here for Fisk as well. Liberty Mora off on her acrobatic series front aerial to back tuck, unfortunately. Just a little shy on rotation on that 1.5 to front layout. Front layout was a little flat, but she's such a wonderful performer. I really love watching her. Her dance is exquisite, really good commitment to performance. And now we're moving over to Liberty Mora. As I mentioned, did have a fall at the top of the routine. Cat leap into the gainer full. Nice recovery. But, you know, she is one of those gymnasts, you can see she's not happy about that one. You know, these gymnasts are perfectionists, and she is capable of really excellent beam work. Just it was going for a really tricky combination and was off in that first element. Difficult to correct that in combination. That will wrap up our second rotation here at GW. Remember, we have 5 rotations tonight in that quint meet. So Bowling Green will move to a bye period. All of the other teams will continue their rotation in Olympic order. We will be back here with scores for you at the Charles E. Smith Center after a quick break. Welcome back inside the Charles E. Smith Center. You are here with Christina Chauvenet. We have an exciting quint meet here for you at GW. Packed house here tonight. And we're going to take a look at some of the replays. This is George Washington's vault rotation. Really nice rotation overall. Big bounce there in that Yurchenko full. You know, most of this lineup does those Yurchenko fulls. Yurchenko half there, absolutely stuck cold from Rachel Katz. And here is Deja Chambliss, really state of the art on that Yurchenko full. That flare didn't quite get the stick this meet, but certainly gets that height and distance. And this Kendall Whitman, this is the Whitman, folks, named after her. The front handspring onto the table, front pike half, unbelievable. Gym nerds, just a little deep cut that Kendall Whitman, Margie Foster Cunningham told me she's training another vault that would be an eponymous skill. They have gotten it evaluated. It is a 10.0 start. It is a front handspring, front onto the table with a full twist. So can't wait to see that. Hopefully she will debut that at some point in later in the season, but gosh, she's such a trickster. So really exciting. Remember that because we have 5 teams, we do have one team is on a bye during each rotation. So moving to the 3rd rotation here, we've got GW on bars. Western Michigan will be on beam. Fisk will be on floor. Bowling Green will be on a bye, and Ursinus will be on vault. All teams rotate to that bye after floor, and we're just closing in on the touch warm-up period here, so we'll go ahead and give you the starters for each team. It looks like George Washington getting set to go here. Annalise Silverman gonna lead them off. Isabella Scarpetti for Ursinus will lead them off on the vault. On beam for Western Michigan, Ronnie Binstock. And Naima Muhammad gonna get started here for Fisk. These floor routines are such a treat to watch. Naima Muhammad famously became the first NCAA gymnast to, oh gosh, tough start there for Western Michigan. Nice opening vault there for Scarpetti, and we're underway here with Silverman on bars as well. Nice Jaeger, just a little leg separation in that connection down, but held on to it. Late on that full pirouette, but hangs on to it into the double back. Good for her. As I mentioned, Naima Muhammad, famously the first gymnast to be allowed to wear tights in NCAA competition. I think that's so wonderful. And to be honest, I think that all gymnasts should be able to wear tights if they want, but I love the representation. These Fisk floor routines are really a treat. Nice control of that pass, opening pass for Naima Muhammad. Megan Matucci here next for Ursinus. Solid vault for Ursinus there. Rachel Katz here for GW on bars. Big full twisting double back. Nice job there. And really nice double back to close there for Muhammad. So nice to watch. She's struggled a little bit with some control on some of those passes in the past, but did a really good job there. The crowd just so enthused. Lots of Fisk alums in the building tonight. Danny Petrosek here for Western Michigan on beam. Clean back handspring layout. Step out Deja Chambliss getting started here for GW on bars. Big Ray, nice to see her hit that because she struggled with that in warm-ups. Alyssa Delorme here for Ursinus. Deja Chambliss sticks that landing on her dismount. The crowd here stoked about that one. She's got such great technique. A nice dismount for Western Michigan as well. Just such great energy here, you know, it's wonderful. I think the creation of Fisk as that inaugural HBCU. Also, we got to shout out Talladega College, who is going to start a gymnastics team as well. But it's just brought so much energy and enthusiasm to college gymnastics, and great to see these fans getting into all of the other routines as well. Kaylee McDonald here for Fisk on floor. Hannah Munnelly up next for GW. Taylor Kusic up next for Ursinus on vault. Couple of form errors there from Munnelly on bars, but overall, nice routine, good dismount. And just a little bit short on that last pass there for Fisk, but as I mentioned, just absolutely love the performance quality of these routines. Gigi Singh here for Western Michigan on beam. Nice Yurchenko layout there for Ursinus. Libby Garfoot here for GW. Huge Ginger. A nice dismount for Western Michigan as well. Huge dismount, full twisting double back. Just really beautiful work there on bars for Garfoot. Icy White here for Fisk on floor. Maddie McMullen here on bars for GW. Taylor Kusic here for Ursinus on vault. Trying to keep my commentary to a minimum so that you all can enjoy this, the music and performance from Fisk there. Nice double layout there. You know, some challenges in that routine, but some really high points in the GW rotation overall. All done on bars for GW. Sydney Schreiber up next for Ursinus. And another solid vault for Ursinus. Liberty Mora up for Fisk now. Really pretty switch half there on beam. Wow, great chest position and stuck landing there on that 1.5 for Western Michigan. That was Amanda Gruber for Western Michigan. Short on that double pike to end there for Liberty Mora. Really difficult to end with those double salto passes, but again, really enjoy the music, little Shakira medley there, and the performance quality, really nice. Sarah Morvanaski was in the 4 spot for Western Michigan. Amanda Gruber just wrapped up there. I'm seeing a 9.95 flash from one judge, just like 9.95, 9.9, 9.95, 9.85 split. So 9.9 there for Gruber. Really pretty routine. And we're gonna take a look here at Peyton Murphy. Just such a stalwart for this Western Michigan team. Bars and vault are wrapped. So just beam and floor underway here. Look at the chest position on that front toss. So many athletes really landed in a crunched position. I think Peyton Murphy and Julia Noer of UNC are 2 of the best to do those front tosses. It's just so rock solid in that back handspring layout step out series. Pretty ring jump. That is so difficult to get your head back in that position. Does the gainer, sinks into that stick. Really nice work for Peyton Murphy there. You can see the Western Michigan Broncos are stoked about that one. As I mentioned at the top, they broke their program record last week, 196.750, and just, you know, this is a program that has been on the rise for the last several years, and just really wonderful to see them continue to climb in the rankings. Zaya Coleman here up next for Fisk. Just one of those athletes that's got a lot of power, difficult to control it sometimes. chest down on that double back to end. So powerful. You know, that opening tumbling pass is one of those athletes that just, it's a good problem to have, having too much power, but just needs to open up for that. I think the landing just a little bit sooner. You know, but as I mentioned, you know, I love the way that these Fisk floor routines incorporate Black music and Black culture into the choreography, the music. Just one of the really special things about having an HBCU gymnastics team. Of course, this is Black History Month, so George Washington University honoring them. Deja Chambliss, one of the Black gymnasts for George Washington, also an AAI award semifinalist. So congratulations to her. You know, NCAA gymnastics is more diverse than ever before, and it's so exciting to see that in this arena. Morgan Price getting set there for Fisk on floor. And India Anderson, you saw her getting a pep talk from India Anderson, the assistant coach at Fisk. India Anderson, a gymnast at Temple that I had the privilege of covering when she was an athlete, and has actually been an assistant coach, had been an assistant coach at Bowling Green for the last couple seasons, and then came to Fisk. And she said, you know, we knew that it was going, when I talked to her before the meet, she said, you know, we knew that it was going to be a big deal being the first HBCU gymnastics team, but we didn't realize just quite how big it would be. And I think the crowd here really shows it. Just so much support for Fisk, and you know, at so much media that has been generated around them. So really exciting to see, and right on the heels of that, Talladega College. So shout out to our friends at Brown Girls Do Gymnastics for all of the work that they do to promote HBCUs, adding gymnastics, and promote diversity in gymnastics. Morgan Price, everybody. Two and a half twist to end. You know, I've seen her be cleaner, particularly on that double pike. It's that point in the season where, you know, we're in the mid-late season already, if you can believe it, and so it can be challenging, but really nice on that 2.5 twist to close. So, you know, really, again, just amazing choreography and performance there from Fisk. That's going to wrap us up for gymnastics for this rotation. Lots of gymnastics left to go. We've got 2 more rotations here in the Charles E. Smith Center. You're watching college gymnastics on ESPN+. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with you in a few minutes. And welcome back to Washington, D.C. inside the Charles E. Smith Center. I am your host, Christina Chauvenet. You are taking a look at those team scores. We are at the top of the 4th rotation here remember, because we have 5 teams, we do have a team on a bye each rotation. So this rotation, we will not have Fisk competing, but we will have the other 4 teams there. So here is your order. We've got GW will be on beam, Ursinus will be on bars, Bowling Green will be on vault, and Western Michigan will be on floor. It's been a really exciting meet so far. Ursinus just got their season high on vault with a really nice Yurchenko full from Sydney Schreiber. Taking a look here at some of the GW highlights, just shy of their season high, but some really nice work overall. Taking a look at this full twisting double back dismount there, really nicely done. Here's Deja Chambliss and does this really big ray right there. Just great technique and power on bars. And she does that full pirouette into the double back, hangs on to that double back landing. And another one of those full pirouettes into double back. And Libby Garfoot here, really pretty. Look at this Ginger, huge air time. See, you know, when I see it in replay, a little leg separation, but not a lot of people who can put a Ginger into the rafters like that. And another one doing that full twisting double back, great chest position on landing. So again, we are inside the touch warm-up period here. The teams are getting set to go. On vault for Bowling Green, we will have Dalia Solorzano Caruso leading off. On bars for Ursinus, we will have Addison Tanguay leading off. Sarah Moravanski will be starting on floor. And on beam for GW, it will be Sarah Zoyce. Huge shout out to Perry Goodman from College Gym News. Love the folks at College Gym News. They are always so generous in sharing information with me about their beats and about the teams that they cover. So really appreciate that. Drew Porsche also at Talent Stats on Twitter, always just providing me with so much data to use to bring you these season highs. As I mentioned, Ursinus College just having an absolutely stellar vault, their season high, and really exciting to see that from them, capped off by Sydney Schreiber, who debuted a Yurchenko full. So underway here in the 4th rotation. This is Sarah Zoyce. Yurchenko full there for Solorzano Caruso. Rock solid on that triple series. And getting started on floor here with Western Michigan. This is Sarah Moravanski. Nice routine for George Washington there. And really nice dismount for Tanguay of Ursinus. Megan Bingham there for Bowling Green. Nice routine to start Western Michigan off there. Kendall Whitman next to go here for GW on beam. Madison Coburn up next for Bowling Green on vault. Such a cool acro series there for Whitman. Another solid vault for Bowling Green. And just a little hiccup on the landing there for Duffy. Brianna Duffy there on bars for Ursinus. And a wonderful job for Kendall Whitman as well. Danny Petrusek here for Western Michigan on floor. Leg separation off the table there on vault, but really nailed the landing. That was Catherine Weilbacher there for Bowling Green. Clean double pike to close there. Pretty routine. Really nice job there. Free hip to bail to handstand, a little bit short, but keeps it going. Deja Chambliss on beam here for GW. Nice double back dismount there. Megan Mattiucci for Ursinus. Chambliss holds on to her acrobatic series. Taylor Jensen here for Bowling Green on vault. Wow, gets that stick really nicely done on vault there. Hangs onto that stick on the back handspring double twist. You know, good to see her fight back after she was a little off in that opening series. Nicely controlled double pike there. Oh, some fight, good for her. Hangs on to that on bars. And a really nice Katrina Mendez Obelnik there doing the Yurchenko 1.5. Good to see her get that Yurchenko 1.5 in. And we're underway here for GW on beam as well. Annalise Silverman here for GW. And good recovery, nice dismount. Aerial back to 2 back handsprings. Cool triple series there, connects it really well. And following Ronnie Binstock, this is Donna Catherine Roy here for Western Michigan. Really nice routine for GW. Punch front through to double back. Absolutely huge, really nicely done there for Western Michigan. And some scoring delays here on bars for Ursinus, things just because of the challenges she had in her routine. Marley York up next for GW on beam. On to that series, and apologies, it was Kylie Pierce was before on for Ursinus. This is Carly Trolio. Nice 1.5 to front layout there. Step forward on that landing, but good recovery for Ursinus on bars. And York with that stuck dismount, great to see. Ends with that really difficult front double full, so challenging. Great tumbling on display here from Western Michigan. And that was Cassie St. Clair there for Western Michigan. Rachel Katz here for GW on beam. Oh, just loses her momentum there on bars. Nice start for GW on beam though. Peyton Murphy getting started here for Western Michigan. Huge front through, doesn't even need the back handspring, double back. Challenging two-footed back handspring layout step out there on beam. Nice dismount. Truly do not understand how Peyton Murphy can generate so much power without even doing a back handspring, but she's really state of the art, such great technique. Really nice control out of that Rudy to straddle jump as well. Unfortunately, some struggles on bars for Ursinus. But as I mentioned at the top of this rotation, you know, they came off of such a strong vault rotation. Really do want to congratulate them on that. 47.9 puts that in their 6th place all time for Ursinus. So a lot to be proud of in that rotation, despite the challenges that they then faced on bars. So that is going to wrap up the action here. We have one rotation left here inside Charles E. Smith Center. I am Christina Chauvenet, and I will be back bringing you all the action on ESPN+. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Welcome back to the Charles E. Smith Center. You are on the campus of George Washington University. You're watching college gymnastics on ESPN+. I'm your host, Christina Chauvenet. We have a packed house in here tonight, and I gotta say, love to see that energy and enthusiasm for college gymnastics. I love that you're tuning in, but I hope that if you live near somewhere where there is a college gymnastics program, you go see them in person as well. So gearing up for the final rotation here, we have GW on floor. Western Michigan will be on a bye. Fisk will be on vault. Bowling Green will be on bars, and Ursinus will be on beam. Western Michigan in the clubhouse, as it were. They're ending on a bye, and they are ended with a 196.5. So while that did not quite match their program record that they set last week, still the 5th highest program score of all time. So when I talked about the trajectory of that program, that's what I mean. They just continue to rise. Nice to see them get one of those solid 196 plus meets, because, as I mentioned, they can count that for their road score towards their national qualifying score. They do have some lower scores that they can drop. So there you can see in the clubhouse with a 196.5. George Washington, 147.375. Remember, the rest of these teams have only gone through 3 out of their 4 rotations. So you then see the order then: Fisk, 142.325, Ursinus, 141.550. So it's going to be an exciting and always fun for the home team to end on floor. Lots of energy here. And, you know, Ursinus is going to have to come back from that lackluster performance that they had on bars. Beam is a really pretty event for them. They have a lot of variety in the lineup, which I love to see. So, you know, it'll be a really exciting rotation. So just to give you the starters here on beam for Ursinus, we've got Isabella Scarpetti. For GW, we've got Peyton Lynch on floor. For Fisk, we've got Kaylee McDonald. And on bars, Dalia Solorzano Caruso. Get that wolf jump all the way around. Kaylee McDonald here, about to be underway for Fisk. Just couldn't hold on to the landing there of that Yurchenko layout. Pretty back handspring layout, step out. Oh! Too bad Solorzano Caruso just took that out a bit too far. Huge error on that ray, but yeah, just too far away, couldn't grab the bar. Nice opening routine there for Peyton Lynch. Cool front tuck there on beam. GW off to a nice start in this rotation, but the other 3 teams having struggles. Great, you know, dismount there from Solorzano Caruso, but having struggles in their opening rotation, so a lot of pressure on these next athletes. Liberty Mora up next for Fisk. Annalise Silverman will be up next for GW. Ashley Cromer up next on beam for Ursinus. Mora keeps that one to her feet. Didn't get the block she needed, and nice combination pass there. Lily Harsh will be up next for Bowling Green on bars. Cool combination there on beam. Nice routine there for Annalise Silverman, keeping the momentum going for GW. Good recovery on that dismount, but unfortunately that does mean that Bowling Green's gonna have to count one of those falls. Nice routine for Ursinus on beam, really critical for them. Ashley Cromer there in that 2 spot. Brianna Daniels up next here for Fisk. And you know, as you look at these vaults, remember the Yurchenko layouts are valued out of a 975. So that's the maximum score you can get. You get no deductions. That Yurchenko full, which we've seen from some athletes tonight, and we'll see a couple later in the Fisk lineup, that's valued out of a 9.95. So really big difference there in the twisting values of these vaults. And Kendall Whitman up next here. Really nice Yurchenko layout, best one we've seen from Fisk so far. Great control of that double front from Whitman. Wow, sticks the landing. A little shape issues in the air on that double layout, but a Megan Bingham clutch for Bowling Green there. Kendall Whitman, unbelievable power. Daria Gregory here for Ursinus on beam. Whitman does that round-off layout step out to fulfill the back tumbling requirement in NCAA gymnastics. A little fun fact. Front double full. Kendall Whitman, Coach Margie Foster Cunningham describes her as a tiger, and I totally agree. So much difficulty. Eponymous vault, 3 E-level passes. Unbelievable. Another really nice Yurchenko layout there for Fisk from Zaya Coleman. Those last couple of fulls, both Daniels and Coleman showing some nice amplitude off the table. We do really want to see the athletes pop off that table. We call that a block in gymnastics, getting that push off the table. And both of those athletes had nice rise throughout. Nice dismount there for Ursinus. Taylor Jensen here for Bowling Green. Couldn't control that landing on the double layout, but still a hit routine for Bowling Green, which is really important at this point in their rotation. Aaliyah Reed Hammond next for Fisk on vault. Sienna Shirameta on floor for GW. Gorgeous twisting form. Nice rise in that layout. Full twisting Yurchenko there, nice job. Lexi Bornhorn for Bowling Green here. Pretty Jaeger combination. That's the routine Bowling Green was looking for. Gorgeous, gorgeous work on floor there for Shirameta. Her sister is a gymnast at the University of Missouri as well. Cool beam combination there for Ursinus. This is Lindsay Thornton. You can see what I mean about the variety in this Ursinus lineup. Really difficult leap there. Does that sort of torjeté extra quarter. Oh. And Morgan Price, Reed Hammond had that Yurchenko full that I mentioned and gets that additional 0.2 of start value. Morgan Price is going to do one here as well. Nice job for Morgan Price to wrap up her day in the all-around. And Lindsay Thornton wrapping up there for Ursinus. So Fisk all done. Isabella Ravelli here for Bowling Green. Step forward on that double layout. And Deja Chambliss, she's gonna put on a show here on floor for GW. Big double pike. Look at the control. That's the rise you want to see in that pass, by the way, that 1.5 to front layout. Deja Chambliss putting on a tumbling clinic. The way that she sets herself up, the spring, the pop that she gets off of the floor before she does her tumbling passes, in that double back, you saw that she kept an open body position. She wasn't grabbing onto her legs like a lot of gymnasts do. She has that open position. She's telling the judges, I don't need any help getting this around. I've got power to spare. And just the way that she anchors her foot for that controlled lunge is state of the art. Alyssa Delorme here for Ursinus. Oh, too bad. She has some really cool dance elements that we're going to see in a little bit. It's just so cool, that switch split to pike jump. Don't see that very often. I think Sid Morris from LIU is the only other person competing that in NCAA, but let me know on Twitter, folks. Didn't quite get that triple full all the way around, but so difficult. Marley York here for GW on floor. You know, tough on that break on back handspring layout style, but as I mentioned, really like those dance combinations in there. All eyes on floor now. All other events have wrapped. So difficult, 1.5 to punch run full. You know, did, as I mentioned, was short on that triple twist, getting the rotation all the way around. So difficult. You really do not see very many people competing that in NCAA, but had some really nice twisting form throughout the rest of that routine. And, you know, George Washington just has some really powerhouse gymnasts towards the end of that lineup. You know, Kendall Whitman, just, she's got 3 E-passes. I believe she's the only person in NCAA competing 3 different E-passes. And if anyone is wondering, you are allowed to do that double full twice because one of the times she does it in combination. So you can do the same skill twice as long as there's a connected skill out of it. So it's not the exact same sequence of skills. But she's just, you know, Kendall Whitman really reminds me of Jade Carey, just one of those tricksters, always just, you know, throwing the most difficult skills, and really great to see that in college gymnastics. GW unofficially here, big end for them, did not quite catch Western Michigan, but 196.45 for them. That's a new season high. Sydney Schreiber here on beam. Wow, fights for that, good for her. Pretty stretch through that switch split jump combination. So cool, that gainer front layout full, really, you know, some really interesting, fun beam work in there from Sydney Schreiber, one of the standout gymnasts from Ursinus. Can get you with some unofficial results here. We have Fisk coming in at 193.25. And that is a season high for Fisk. And because this is their inaugural season, it is also a program high for them. So congratulations to them. You look at those other results there, GW 196.450, really strong performance for them. Ursinus, they have been stronger at other points. You know, they struggled, had those bar struggles, but have to really commend them for an excellent floor and vault rotation. Fisk program record, as I mentioned, 193.25. Bowling Green, 193.925, so certainly some things that they can improve on moving forward. They can push into that 195 range. Western Michigan did have a score adjusted 196.725. And so remember, as I said at the beginning of the broadcast, they set their program record last week, 196.75. So for them to go out and do almost as well, so now tied for second in their program records, super impressive. So congratulations to them. Western Michigan narrowly taking the victory over George Washington. George Washington getting one of those really solid 196s in their scores that they can count towards their NQS. And so, you know, we see, as I mentioned, Ursinus, some room to grow there. They know they can push towards that 190 mark. Fisk is going to be really happy with how they perform there, but also still some room to grow for them. So really exciting to see at this young stage in the program. It's going to be, we're going to see a couple of these teams will be competing on Sunday at Towson. Fisk is going to be there, GW is going to be there, so we're going to, and I will also be on the mic for that meet. So, you know, that could go either way. If you enjoyed listening to me, you can join me again on Sunday. I'll be commentating at Towson. If you didn't enjoy me so much, then maybe you don't tune in on Towson. But yeah, lots of season left for these teams. I'm going to sign off for myself, Christina Chauvenet, our entire production team. You can stay on the air here for the results and the award ceremony here. You've been watching College Gymnastics on ESPN+. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
Our award ceremony. If you would, please give all these outstanding young ladies a very large round of applause. We're also going to remind all of you George Washington fans at the conclusion of our awards ceremony, if you want to get an autograph from your favorite George Washington gymnast, stick around. There will be an autograph session following our awards. We're also going to remind you our final home meet will be Friday, March 10th. It is our senior night. We will recognize and honor our graduating seniors as your Colonials go up against Towson, Maryland, and William & Mary. Oh, wait a second. What are they doing? All right, ladies and gentlemen, the scores have been tabulated, and it's now time to honor and recognize our champions for this evening. We're going to recognize our top 3 on each event in the all-around as well. We will start with vault. we have a 6-way tie for third place. That score being 9.85. And here are your third place champions. From Fisk, Morgan Price. From Western Michigan, Sarah Moravansky and Peyton Murphy. From Bowling Green, Taylor Jensen. And from George Washington, Kendall Whitman and Deja Shambliss. In second, with a 9.875 score from Bowling Green, Katrina Mendez-Zabalnik. And your vault champion this evening scored an outstanding 9.9 from George Washington, Rachel Katz. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give all of our vault champions a big round of applause as they salute. Moving on to the uneven bars. We have a 4-way tie at third, that score being 9.85. From Western Michigan, Peyton Murphy and Abby Singh. And from George Washington, Libby Garfoot and Hannah Munnelly. And we have co-champions on bars this evening. The score is 9.9. Both are from Western Michigan, Sarah Moravansky and Donna Catherine Roy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to our uneven bar champions as they salute. On balance beam, finishing in third with a 9.875 from George Washington is Annalise Silverman. And once again, we have co-champions on this event, the score being 9.9. Both are from Western Michigan, Peyton Murphy and Amanda Gruber. All right, give it up for our balance beam champions this evening. On floor exercise, finishing third with a 9.9 score from Western Michigan is Cassie St. Clair. And again, we have co-champions on this event, the score being 9.925. From Western Michigan, Peyton Murphy. And from George Washington, Kendall Whitman. All right, give it up for our floor champions this evening as they salute. And now for our all-around champions. Two young ladies actually tied with scores of 39.35. Finishing second from Western Michigan, Sarah Moravansky. And from George Washington, Deja Shambliss. And your all-around champion this evening scored a 39.525. She is from Western Michigan, Peyton Murphy. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our all-around champions this evening. Which one is which? And now for our team standings. We're going to ask the teams stand and be recognized as your score is announced. Finishing with a 188.475 are the Bears from Ursinus College. Finishing with a 190.325 total are the Bulldogs from Fisk. With a 193.975 total are the Falcons from Bowling Green. And it was a close one tonight. 196.55 to 196.725. With a 196.55, which I believe is their season high score, your Colonials from George Washington University. And with that 196.725 are the Broncos from Western Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the entire athletic department of George Washington University and the wonderful gymnastics staff and coaches, we want to thank you all for your attendance this evening here at the Smith Center. We encourage you to come back for our final home meet, and we also wish you all a very safe and happy evening.